He lost the first game.
Opted to switch,
and he opted to switch to Trifecta Poison, which is this is one
no
of the most
Elixir
effective.
Collector though, which is actually one of the more commonly played cards in it. So it's a Trifecta deck without Elixir Collector.
Interesting.
I would say that's normally going to hurt him, but as you can see, Justin's deck also doesn't have an Elixir Collector, so maybe okay.
Yeah. So Justin, on the other hand, playing a different version of a cycle deck, swapping out some of the assisting cards. Doesn't have a Fireball, has arrows instead. Now Fire Spirits and not Spear Goblins, melee goblins instead, and flying minions. So flying minions, all minions are flying, but
Mini minions.
mini minions, yeah, absolutely. Cool. So let's go ahead and jump into this game.
And I believe this is the last. This is game 2. So if Justin wins, the series is over. If ManUFan wins, we'll go to a game 3. After that, we'll close up the raffle, start the next raffle, and we'll do the top 4 live spectating. Top 4 where all the players receive at least a super magical chest. We have 3 of our top 4. Congratulations to Sada Dragon, Clark Kent, and XYX.
Nice arrows there. Got the goblins, got the cannon, got the tower. Unfortunately, that's not going to translate into the Hog Rider doing much damage, but still. ManUFan has to watch out for that cycling for his cannon.
Because interesting is this is kind of the situations where those decks tend to, where the Trifecta deck tends to run Elixir Collector. Is that, you know, he played the Musketeer all the way in the back, but it's kind of like he doesn't really want to, like, I guess you push now, but there's all this stuff in front of you, right? This is the situation where you normally just want to play your Elixir Collector and just hope. Ooh, good zap there. Well-timed zap that actually keeps his minions pretty much untouched.
Yeah. Cannon plus the Valkyrie. Gonna try to do what they can to defend. Hog Rider gets one swing off, and the melee goblins in the back take down the Ice Wizard. Fire Spirits against the Goblin, and the Hog Rider does a good amount of damage, but the zap is gonna give the Hog maybe an extra swing or 2. Valkyrie gets nothing.
No tanky stuff to go with those minions. I mean, maybe if you played something even like Goblins with it, you could take advantage of those 3 shots, but opted to play it safe.
Yeah. And I still feel like, right now, especially without the Elixir Collector, ManUFan, I mean, he really needs to make sure he invests in a big push in the back, putting slow units down to have full effectiveness by having the 3 cards down on the field plus the poison. That's a lot of Elixir to commit, especially if you don't have an Elixir Collector. It's hard to get that situation, especially if you're constantly having to defend.
Bummer, he can't really play Barbarians here into the Valkyrie. I mean, he's thinking about it, but obviously Justin's kind of like, I guess I just play minions instead.
Yeah. The Ice Wizard does well enough, it just takes a long time.
Ooh, that poison's gonna clear out all that.
Yep. The interesting thing about poison is even after units leave the field, it actually ticks them maybe one or 2 times more. So as long as they enter that area, they take a significant amount of damage.
You can, small units like Goblins don't even have to walk to the center, they can just catch the side
just
of it.
a tiny bit of it.
Hard time for both. It's interesting that damage is even really hitting on the towers. I feel like both players' pushes aren't really going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're spamming poison and things like that on each other as they're attacking, but it's not really...
yeah, units aren't really connecting as much.
Yeah, hardly at all. The Hog Riders hit a very small amount of times. The Fire Spirits are actually doing a great job at sort of neutralizing a lot of ManUFan's pushes.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, the Fire Spirits are nothing to sneeze at, right? For 2 costs, they're basically doing, what, some 300 or something damage, or if 3 of the Fire Spirits jump on the target.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah.
I think they do like 150 each.
I mean, start comparing that to how much damage a Fireball does, right?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, for 2 Elixir, they absolutely do about as much damage as a Fireball to a single target.
Yeah. And
then with the splash, they can...
Yeah. They're really, really good.
I didn't like that arrows. I mean, I guess he was worried about he was trying to predict something else, but not like Cannon, Musketeer, and Valkyrie, and the Tower, all of them can resist an arrow shot pretty well. Oh, wow. Great poison placement.
Nice.
Those Barbarians, between the Valkyrie and the poison, are not going to do much to stop that.
That gave the Hog Rider 2 swings in the face of the Barbarians.
Yeah. Musketeer was low enough, though, didn't get a shot off. Pretty good. Still, though, game's still, I guess, reasonably tied. Like, either of them could have a strong push. It's weird that I feel like Justin's pushes are not going anywhere. ManUFan's playing really good defense, yet ManUFan's tower does have a lot of damage.
Here's Justin's play. He's trying to mix it up. Pre-arrows catches nothing, but the melee goblins could do a big amount of damage. No, the Valkyrie draws them over to the side.
And hey, great poker by Justin. I mean, he had the goblins and the minions. He just didn't play them.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it because he had seen the predictive arrows before. Oh, again, the poison. That's the thing is you really can't sit back against these Trifecta defense decks because eventually that Hog Rider poison thing will just force damage.
Yeah, and Tiggerligus Musketeer will survive all 4 of the Barbarians. And now,
push to push.
This position is looking bad. The zap misses the minions, but arrows on top of it.
Well, great job by the minions and arrows to pretty much single-handedly stop that push.
Still in a dangerous situation. Justin is kind of trying to stay afloat with the elixir that ManUFan is putting out right now.
Hey, it might not be much, but that little bit of splash damage does count.
Yep.
Once
Poison
again, those barbarians are getting chewed up. That might be the death of Justin. Like if Justin loses this game,
he's down to 309 health. That musketeer is really healthy, and this is what I'm talking about. Justin is having a hard time staying afloat. He's constantly having to spend elixir. He can't put together a push. He has to defend inefficiently because any kind of if he messes up his defense,
You know what I mean? You can't play the fire spirit. You can't play the goblins. Everything else in the poison's gonna die. I like that he played his barbarians up a little bit to try to block it, and those fire spirits did a great job.
Nice.
They survived the poison.
That was a big connection, but the goblins played into the poison. One of them does survive, but ends up getting zapped down anyways.
Cannon will take this right back down.
And you can see just how careful ManUFan had that cannon in his hand for a long time. Hog Rider makes it over for maybe 2 swings.
Oh.
And the zap!
Oh,
my god,
wow.
a third swing would have been so
we're
close.
Deep in overtime, too.
Cycling poison. He's cycling
There it
poison.
is.
There it is.
He needed to try to. Great job by Justin to really try to force it through. I mean, obviously it didn't work, but he knew that he was dead on the next poison, so just sell the farm, do everything you can.
Yeah. ManUFan takes the first game. Or rather, ManUFan ties the series.
Ties it up. So we go to game 3. Which is down
I believe this is that, and here it is.
This is game 3.